Yo, what's up guys? You got PokeaimMD here with the next part of the OU Road to Rank 1. Today I figured since we lost a lot of points last time, I'll use a more fun team, a more interesting team to climb back or attempt to climb back if I lose more points this episode. What I'll do is I'll switch it over to something a little bit more serious. Not that this team isn't serious, I think it has a lot of potential. I've been testing it quite a bit. But yeah, it has an SD BEEDRILL, so I think it'd be really fun. Shout out to CTC for the build. Thank everybody for all support on the recent episodes of or on the entire series of the Road to Rank 1. I know it's been a long running series, but we will hit the top. That much I can at least promise myself. But yeah, let's get right into team preview. So like I said, this episode will have a Mega BEEDRILL. We're using Swords Dance Mega BEEDRILL. Mega BEEDRILL has a great speed tier, being faster than Tapu Koko, faster than Lopunny, Mega Lopunny, faster than ASH-GRENINJA, has Poison and Bug Stab, adaptability to boost those attacks, and has momentum in U-turn, has Drill Run to actually deal with Heat Ran. So I feel like Mega BEEDRILL is maybe not underrated, but unexplored at least in the OU tier. We'll find out this episode if it's underrated or anything, but yeah, Swords Dance Mega BEEDRILL, making it a late game cleaner, so I'm pretty excited about that. We have Tapu Fini. This is our defogger for the squad. This is our ASH-GRENINJA switching. Also providing Misty Terrain support for SD Mega BEEDRILL, that way maybe we can deal with Zapdos without having to worry about static. Dual Stab, Moonblast for Greninja, Scald is nice, Birding Landorus. Anything like Bulu wants to come in, it gets up its terrain, we burn it, so really nice for that. Enough speed for modest Heat Ran, as well as Shift Gear Magearna, which kind of just wins versus the squad, so we have to be very careful about that, and Taunt to stop them from setting up. We have ROCKIUMZ Landorus with enough speed again for the same benchmarks. We have Heat Ran, modest Heat Ran, as well as Magearna. We have Content to Crush because this is there to basically either A, weaken Celesteela, so our MAGNEZONE in the later game, as you guys will see, we do have a MAGNEZONE, can trap for BEEDRILL, or get rid of Tornadus, which is really nice for Mega BEEDRILL. Just not being able to pivot in on it is really cool, especially because it has Rocky Helmet and whatnot. This is also the Stealth Rocker for the team. We have Hidden Power Ice to weaken Choice Scarf Landorus as well, kind of like the last episode, or maybe the one before that, where we used a Landorus like this with Explosion, if I'm not mistaken, and the idea was get rid of the checks to Kartana and win late game with Kartana. Tapu Lele is the next member in the squad. It is Assault Vest Tapu Lele. We have enough speed for max speed Heat Ram. This is Assault Vest because it allows us to actually switch into opposing Tapu Lele, which is really nice. It's a decent pivot into that. Psyshock, Moonblast, Focus Blast. We have Nature's Madness, very good for Ferrothorn, very good for Celesteela. Basically, it helps Choice Scarf MAGNEZONE, which we do have in the back, trap them. Otherwise, it won't really be able to trap them because Ferrothorn can actually 1v1 MAGNEZONE with Leech Seed plus Protect and Power Up at certain points. And Celesteela can eat a hit from MAGNEZONE as well. So getting off of Nature's Madness, very good. Getting off that half damage on there. And also weakening something like Heat Ran is pretty cool too. ASH-GRENINJA is the next member on the squad. It provides spike support for Mega BEEDRILL. Provides us, yes, we do have LELE, so we got to be careful about Water Shuriken. Another big thing is LELE stops BEEDRILL from being hit by priority, so that's pretty cool. But provides us with spike support. We do have to be careful about our Water Shuriken, obviously. But for the most part, the Pokemon we're going to be using it on, Landorus isn't affected by Psychic Terrain, so at least stopping priority move part. So yeah, it spikes ASH-Gren, gives us a Psychic immunity as well. Nice Dark type on the team. And last but not least, the MAGNEZONE I've been talking about the entire time, Choice Scarf MAGNEZONE. I think that MAGNEZONE is kind of necessary when you're using Pokemon like BEEDRILL or Mega Pinsir, because you need a Trap Skarmory. You need a Trap Skarmory. Also helps out versus Scizor, and to a lesser extent, Celesteela and Ferrothorn. Again, this is why the Nature's Madness is there. We weaken those, taunt those, allow MAGNEZONE to actually be able to trap them. But as a team for today's episode, let us get right into the battles and see if we can get Mega BEEDRILL to do something. Alright guys, we got a game. I did a bunch of games with this team. Not the best, definitely not the best. A lot of poor matchups. Mag is one for sure that comes to mind. This dude has a Mega Manectric. I don't want to lead versus this. So BEEDRILL's not terrible. Drill Run, Rocks Drill Run. U-turn does like 50 to Kartana unboosted. Poison Jab. But it's going to be a tough game for sure. Mega Manectric having a good speed tier versus me. I love LELE initially to maybe break for BEEDRILL early. Hopefully trapping Kartana with this would be cool too. But yeah, we're going to go LELE initially as he leads Lando. And my Psychic Terrain does go before his Intimidate, so he should know, he should fear potentially Specs or anything. I'm gonna go for Nature's Madness turn 1 as he goes Magearna. Now the way he brought in dude, oh my god, that is like, I lost so much out of that turn. I lost so much out of this turn, man. I would have been able to knock out Magearna. I mean, I'm gonna do it now, but oh, he also gave me damage on Kartana for whatever reason for my Beedrill. But that's so annoying. Holy crap. That is so annoying. It's right for the Banded Leaf Blade. I'm going to HPI. That's not Banded? Seriously? So I know he's not Scarf Lando, so I'm not going to lose to it. But it's just so annoying that I missed that initially. Because that I would have been able to 2-hit KO Magearna. That's the big thing. I do have it in range of Beedrill, so it's not over. But this thing is a problem too. I can't even switch in on this thing. Yep. I do need some chip on you though for German, so I'll gladly take that. I want my Lele around just because it can click a psychic move. I guess Moonblast is relatively free versus me. I don't mind him flamethrowing me and knocking me out, especially because I can bring out big Beedrill now. That young U-turn. Getting Greninja. We're going to go for a Spike. He should never, ever stay in with Landers. Ever. Ever. And because I don't care too much about Pex, because of the fact that I have Beedrill and Feeny, I do value this Spike a lot. And I could always go out into Feeny here. He could probably double out into Manectric if he wants to. But that Spike's going to go a long way. Especially because I can bring out Beedrill now and not care as much about the T-Spike. Can't burn me either. Get some chip on this Lando. As he goes for Earthquake. We'll just Scald here. Bring out my Lele and pick up my KO with Psyshock. I gotta be careful because I can lose to his own Lele, but yeah, that man, missing that Nature's Madness was so big, really big. I don't want to lose to Pex either. I'm gonna go Beedrill because it eats this hit. At 75, it does eat it. Yep, barely, but it does. And Beedrill just needs to be healthy. That's the big thing. It just needs to be alive. Beedrill just needs to be alive. Ooh, we making plays. Okay, I see you. But I have a Spike up, so I think you lose to... Doesn't this do too much to you? Doesn't this put you in range of Spike? Yeah, I'm about to say, I think you lose to my Feeny. Scald's gonna put you down, buddy. Hey, that's what I'm saying. I knew I would be fine. I knew that Spike would go a long way. He lost to Lele, but yeah, I knew that Spike would go a long way. But man, I'm tilted. I am very tilted. My opponent made a good play. I did double. Gosh, I'm tilted. Okay. Pinsir matchup, not the best. Kyurem as well is nasty versus me. Have fun, bro. Have fun. How do we win this? Lele's terrain is going to be important for hopefully Beedrill doing something, but yeah, I'm really, really weak to... I played this guy before, but I'm really... If that's SD Beedrill, I respect you. Bro, it is, but it's not going to help me. What do you mean I'm a meanie? I mean, I'm not going to have it. You have like 10 million attackers that kill Beedrill. I can't SD up anyway. I'm trying to think about this. This is a tough one. Obviously, zone checking Pharaoh, Pinsir, and Kyurem, and even Volcanion, excuse me, to an extent, is really nice. Lele is the only lead that doesn't put me at a 6-5 disadvantage versus Kyurem Black turn 1. I have to go Lele. Maybe my Continental Crush will be good here. We're in Nature's Madness. I value the damage on Gliscor and hopefully Ferrothorn as well. Oh, we actually land, which is sick. You Helmet or Chopple? Because I'm Focus Blasting. This kills. At 51, this kills. He's probably... Wait, this is the banded guy, isn't he? This is the guy with the banded one. Hold up. Let me switch out into my Landorus here. This is banded Ferrothorn. I know that much. Yeah. I'm going to go for Rocks, because even if he goes Kyurem, if he goes Gliscor, I can HP Ice twice. Ideally, he's not fast. At least, ideally, he's not faster than this, but unfortunately, he is. That does a lot, though. Hey, and I get my Rocks to weaken that. Okay, so that's the Banded Ferrothorn. I forgot, this is the Banded Ferrothorn guy. Now, here's where we lose a Pokemon. Maybe. Hold up. Gren is useless. Alright, well, here's where we lose a Pokemon, as I mentioned. Very surprised he went for that there, but I could bring out Lele now. Because I am... AV is not going to help me in this game, is it? Man, this is tough. That damage is so good. Ah, man. Him going for Fusion Bolt was such a good initial play. But I think I don't think I lose yet. I don't think I lose yet. First off, I got my kill. Not bad. But I don't think I lose yet. Not yet, not yet. Doesn't U-turn blow you out of the park? Oh, just barely misses out. I'm not risking Magnezone. Magnezone is going to win me this endgame. Hell no. Let's go for HP Ice here. Knocks out Ferrothorn. Obviously knocks out Gliscor too. Go and give me that choice band, Ferrothorn. If he goes Pinsir, I'm going to Continental Crush. Go Pinsir. Go Pinsir. I mean, if he goes Gliscor, he's probably going to defog first. If anything. Yeah, he's going to default for Pinsir. That's fine. As long as I get rid of Gliscor. I can Volt Switch now too, which is pretty cool. That's a little interesting that he make that play. I'm going to Continental Crush the Pinsir. Dude, you max speed? Like, what's happening here? You timid? I can't risk Lando on you. Especially when all I gotta do is Moon... Like, if he's not sub, which I don't think he was, all I do is Moonblast here. Thunderbolt's gonna literally blow something back with his own terrain, so it's worth me staying... Yeah, it's always worth me staying in because Thunderbolt blows something back now with his own terrain. That Pokemon was the most expendable. I click Thunderbolt here. Because of his own terrain, it should knock him out unless he's AV, but I don't think he'd switch out. This should knock him out in his own terrain. It's essentially Specs. Unless you're Scarf Volcanion. Which then, in that case, I messed up. But I don't know how I would have done... I don't know how I could have played it differently. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one. He brought it in hard on Lando, so he definitely thinks he's faster than me. So he may be Scarf. I want this thing dead, though. Let's see right now. This is where his terrain came. Like, I knew Zone would be important because of Pinsir and Ferrothorn, but I forgot this guy was the Banded Pharaoh guy. That's Specs Coco, though, for sure. I don't remember if this dude was AV. I played him before, but I don't remember. I can still win either way, even if... Well, no, I can't, but... Actually, maybe we'll Continental Crush plus BEEDRILL. Was it Scarf Coco? Oh, I barely miss out on the KO. No! Are we getting Beedrill here? U-turn. We gotta go Lando. Because if he brings out Pinsir, I just lose. I have to go Beedrill as well. I always have to go Beedrill. I think he's... That's Specs, right? That has to be Specs. It might come down to a 50-50 if he goes hard Pinsir. I literally have to U-turn as well. Because he's gonna Mega. Damn. He got me. Yeah, I lost. I should lose here. Good game. It was SD. But I couldn't. Maybe I should have SD'd on Coco. Damn, man. What happened to my points? My God. They are so low. Holy crap, man. So right there, maybe SDing on Coco was... Actually, yeah, SDing on Coco was a play because it meant that Pinsir couldn't... But he could have also went hard Pinsir if he thought that he could win the 50-50. Like, if he thought that all he had to do was get in Pinsir and... that was a tough turn because like, he didn't have to sack Coco. He could have went hard Pinsir. And then Quick Attack always knocked out Beedrill no matter what. This is a tough one too. Yeah, this might just be an L. This is the SD Gliscor guy, isn't he? This is the SD Gliscor guy with Thunderwave Clef. Yeah, it is. SD Gliscor, Rock Clef. Even if I trap Celesteela, this would be tough too. I need to keep Greninja healthy, otherwise I'll probably just lose the Gliscor. We're gonna go the Lando route and try and not lose the Gliscor immediately. I value HP ice damage a ton on that thing if I'm able to get it off. I know this is Thunder Wave, so I don't think I can stop rocks anyway. But I'm gonna bring out my my zone now on the potential T-Wave or Moonblast, whatever. I don't know if you go hard Gliscor. It's SD Ice Fang, that much I know too. Ah, this is so tough. I want to fight something that's easy for Beedrill to just click Poison Jab and win. I didn't mean to Moonblast, I meant to taunt there, but it's the same thing. It's not like I lose anything out of the turn. Get him my LELE as well and just go for Nature's Madness. Alright, so I get Celesteela with the Nature's Madness, that's nice. He can still Leech Seed if anything. I'm a double Nature's Madness. I don't think he'd Heavy Slam here because I have a zone. Yeah. I mean, he'd probably double Leech Seed if anything, but I still gotta try and go zone. It didn't make a difference. This is my only play. I don't think I do 71% either to Celesteela. But if I want to at least try and do so, okay, I do. If I want to at least try and do something for my this sub, this 30%, not bad. I'm always gonna Hydro Pump here. I'm not gonna predict the Toxapex, as he gives me damage on Clef. Nice. Though in the end game it might not matter as much. I'm Psy-Shocking now because it deals with this. Gliscor can still beat me in the end game. He should never sack Toxapex, but if he chokes and opts to keep it in here, I'm going for Psy-Shock anyway, as he gives me Clef. Okay, which means I can defog away rocks. Focus Blast kills you. I'm so tempted to go for it. Because I don't want... He's Z. This is Z. I need to land this. Yeah, because that's Z. If he went for Corkscrew Crash, I'd be in a bad situation. So I'm glad I landed that. Thank you. He could HP Ice here, but I'm gonna attempt to defog away the rocks anyway. You know, it's funny, BEEDRILL is actually the most expendable member, but it's also the one that might win me the game too. But yeah, I think I always go Lando. Well, actually, okay, so 43%. Let me see my Tapu Lele. So U-turn doesn't knock me out at this one, but if I'm a regular Lele, let's see if U-turn knock. Does U-turn knock me out if I'm a regular Lele? No. Right, does 37 min to 44. Yeah, so U-turn would never knock me out. It's not over yet, guys. I might be up this many Pokemon, but the combination of Pex plus Gliscor might just beat me, so... And I always HP Ice anyway. I do want to defog if I can help it and get my rocks again myself. Don't think I'm gonna be faster than you. Did I show earlier? Actually, if anything, Earthquake is my play, because if he thinks I'm Scarf, he'll Scout for it, and either way, he'll still hit him if he roosts. Hard Grand Feeny, I'm gonna defog, I'm gonna get up rocks again for me. Dude, what? That was a throw. That was a choke. That was a huge choke. That was a choke, man. Are you kidding me? That was legitimately a choke. If I knocked out there, I just won. Well, I mean, he made the play to maybe give him the game, so. BEEDRILL doesn't do anything in this game anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Literally doesn't. I can't believe he would make that. Like, he didn't need to make that play to win. He could win safely with just these two in the end game. I was the one that needed to outplay. And the thing is Gliscor's probably faster than my Lele too. Anyway, I'm SD here and pray. That's it. I don't really have a choice. Because he might go, he's probably going to go Lando and defog. I can't believe he Earthquake there. Bro, if I Hydro Pumped, I just won. Like, he lost. I got a Lele and I won. I could taunt that infinitely. Ah, well. It's like I'm the one who has to pull the trigger, not him, when you have this defensive core versus me. Well, I went for this, was just still good, because, I mean, I get off like, what, 40% on Gliscor probably? Maybe more, who knows? 50, not bad. I get in Gren. Now, I do have the option of flinching him to death. If he stays in and goes for Earthquake again, I lose. But if I get this right, I win, right? Like, he should always go Pex at this point in the game. But he may, because of the way he played it last time, I kind of want to Hydro Pump. Now he's in my head. I don't like that. I kind of want to Hydro Pump. But I still have the chance of flinching too. Dark Pulse is always my play. Yeah, he's coming in on spikes and hazards. He's taking 31. One flinch will do it. And I know he's T-Spike as well. So one flinch will do it. I'm going to go for it. Gliscor is low to the point of HP Ice. Smart man to go Lando. He can either HP Ice or defog here too. My Lando is if he HP ices, my Lando is still the most expendable member. Because that means he can't come back in on hazards. So Lando's always the most expendable member. He should always U-turn, I think. But it still come down to Pex and Gliscor versus this, so. If he defogs, I get up Rock Skin. Yeah, U-turns. Smart. Alright, so Lando dies. I mean, I'm still gonna have to flinch him. He gets up T-Spike and wins. I go for Hydro Pump here. I have to go for Hydro Pump because he's gonna sack Landorus anyway. Sacking Landorus is his best play. But if I go for Dark Pulse or Spike and he sacks Landorus, he comes back in with Gliscor anyway. So he should sack Lando. I guess he could make the Pex play if he wants to be. I mean, he could throw away his Gliscor too and just lose. These are all options as well. That can happen. He might choke again. Who knows? I feel like he's not gonna throw away his endgame though. I don't think he'll throw here. Make the good play, dude, and just go Lando. You have a safe. You literally have a safe out. Because well, he doesn't know my Lele, but my Lele isn't faster than this Gliscor. So I guess technically he might make the Pex play anyway. Thing is, if I get Dark Pulse damage on him and I'm a normal if I'm a normal Lele, I could win anyway with clicking Psychic. So yeah, he makes the Pex play. Goes for recover there. He's gonna sack Lando. I was faster. Oh my god. Well, now I have to Dark Pulse flinch, so it's not like I have a play. I can't believe he threw away Gliscor earlier though. That's crazy. So I mean, I still have a chance because even though I need one or two flinches seals it. I think one flinch actually, no, two flinches seal it because I did 26%, right? So this says close to 35, maybe close to 40. Oh my god, 41. Because he has to Scald Burn me too, dude. Bro, one flinch seals it. One flinch seals it. Come on, Gren. Look at that roll. One flinch seals it. This was like a 30-70 matchup for him. Come on, give me. Well, in my case, I'm the one that has the less one. Ah, good game, man. I still can't believe he threw away Gliscor that turn, but at least I got it that close. I didn't think I'd ever get it that close, like ever. Osama been balling. The hell? Why? I knew we'd get a bunch of L's this episode, man. It's fine though. This never looks like a happy face, but it is. Let me put it back to them. Hello. Is there a backwards C? That doesn't look like a happy face. Like at all. It looks sad. V, defog, mega. Oh, thank you, dude. Appreciate it. Mega or mega? I'm very weak to tar. I'm also annoyed by a lot. Gren, if it's Scarf. My Lele disrupts him terribly. Yeah, I'm going Lele to go towards an endgame of. Oh gosh, not that I want it. I said I was going Lele to go towards an endgame of BEEDRILL, but oh, we'll find out. I'm gonna Nature's Madness. I don't think he'd ever Iron Head when I have a MAGNEZONE and a Lando. If this is Scarf, he's gonna U-turn. Yep. And he'd probably go into his Tangrowth here. There you go. Good chunk, good chunk. Side Shock blows you back. You're probably going to go right back out into your Jirachi, though. And I'm thinking he's Scarf Rachi just based on how it's played, which makes it a little bit easier than... Well, not really. That did not KO you, which makes me sad. But I'm going to get off Nature's Madness damage on something else. Moonblast is actually the better play. Even though he's going... Like, I don't want him staying in. He should go Rachi, though. But then again, you want Rachi healthy to take a hit. But you need this, because look at my Landers and look at this Pokemon. A Moonblast. I'll be safe. Even though he's going Rachi. Oh, he goes Tyranitar, so I'm glad I made that play. Oh, that's some big damage. That thing was a threat, too. Let me go ahead and Moonblast you again. He's going to go Jirachi now. But this thing was a threat, man. I will gladly take damage on this. This actually lets me click Dark Pulse. Greninja doesn't count as a Dark Pulse resist. So, and he gives it to me, too. So, nice. We don't have to deal with this Pokemon at all. And it also means, we also know he's Mega, so he's not hiding that he's Mega Chomp. SD most likely. My play is always Lando. Even if he SDs. Play is always Lando. Oh, so that's really cool that I don't have to worry about this thing being SD or something. It's probably Z. Yep, Z. Are you devastating Drake or Constant to Crush? You are Constant to Crush, aren't you? Jirachi doesn't do it for me, man. What the hell? Yeah, I was looking at Jirachi. Zone is expendable. As he's crushed, it shouldn't kill me. I can get off some Flash Cannon damage. This will be good for Greninja. Couldn't go Feeny because I need Feeny for Gren. But I used this team, didn't I? I have this team. But yeah, I need that damage for my Greninja as he goes for another SD, which I think is a kind of a misplay because now I can click Dark Pulse safely. I think that's just a little bit of a misplay, my friend. Because now Dark Pulse is a guaranteed KO. Don't gotta worry about you. I also don't have to worry about Z. So it's Rocky Helmet this. I mean, I know the team. It's Battle Bond, Gren, Rocky Helmet, Torn. But it's a Swappa team. No rocks either is really good as well. I just had to adjust in this game. Like I've been losing all the games, so I wanted to try BEEDRILL out. It did better for me before when I was laddering. Oh no. One flinch did it, man. One flinch. Makes me happy though. I was only one flinch away because that was again the SD Gliscor versus these types of builds that have no way to really punish them. I'm surprised that my by repeatedly, I know he's Battle Bond himself and he may spike or he may double predicting my Feeny. I won't die to anything he goes for. So by repeatedly doing this, he can always Healing Wish. Obviously his Mon. I'm gonna make the Tornadus double. Actually, me Landorus double. As he goes this. Gren, Rocks. Am I overcompensating? I'm clicking Constant to Crush. He may go Torn on the U-turn. He may go Garchomp. He may stay in. I think Crush is always my play though. It either A, knocks us out or it catches Torn upon switching on U-turn, yeah. So this is why I think Crush was always my play because I'm opening up that door for BEEDRILL even if he Healing Wishes with Jirachi. And it also knocked out Tangrowth, which is perfect because obviously, like I'm also keeping Landorus alive because I am weak to, what's it called? Jirachi clicking Iron Head if it wants to. So yeah, I think that was my play always. Gonna have to be a little bit careful here. Nice Tangrowth play. I always get in BEEDRILL though, excuse me. Always get in BEEDRILL. I can always U-turn. Yep. I want to Drurun so badly, but U-turn is my play. Like, all of them touch Garchomp anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, U-turn is my best play here. Getting him the B plus having Lele around means he can't ever Psychic Terrain beat me, and this forces the sack. I think that my Lele lives the hit from Gren. I can't be sure, though. I don't know why I didn't put +1, but... I want to say Lele invites in Jirachi, which I have to be careful about, but... I mean, I don't really have a choice versus that thing. I don't think Lele actually does anything for me anyway. Yeah, this invites in Jirachi, but that gives me Lando after, and I can get up rocks. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to force him to Healing Wish, right? So I'm going to go for Nature's Madness here. Let him Iron Head me. Yeah. I'm going to get up rocks here because the idea is he should never sack Rachi. But if I get up rocks, I limit Greninja switching to 1. And this means that he will go for Healing Wish in the endgame, most likely. I don't think he should Iron Head here. Yeah, he'll go Tangrowth. I get up my rocks. Perfect. I'm always going to make the Beedrill play. I shouldn't lose to Water Shuriken either. Beedrill. Let me just think about Tangrowth. Poison Jab does not kill. Doesn't matter, it's still my play. What was Supa's thing on this team? Knock off Earthquake, HP Ice. Does so much damage, my gosh. Gren is expendable too. Though if he doesn't go for Giga Drain, then I'm good. Yeah, it's still the same thing. I bring on Beedrill. I go for U-turn as he goes Jirachi. Or he sacks Gren. He may sack Gren. That was a good play, but I think Feeny was useful because it means I don't lose to this. And I couldn't go Feeny on that turn anyway because he got too much recovery. Okay, so he sacks the Gren, yep. I might have misplayed by going hard into Lando here. I'm making the Beedrill play. I'm a man. That's a bad play though. Damn, I'm making the play anyway. What if he Earthquakes, I lose? So he can't let me knock this thing out. So he has to go Jirachi. But the thing is, I don't knock out Jirachi anyway with anything. So it's still always my play to U-turn. Like, I don't knock it out with Drurun. So I always U-turn here anyway. I get in Lando. I want to go Beedrill so badly. But he may try and go for that last ditch ever. Like, if I get in Beedrill and he goes Tangrowth, I get to U-turn and knock it out. You know what I mean? I wish I had U-turn on this thing. I just Stone Edge trying to catch the Tangrowth upon switching. Does not do as much as I would have wanted, though. I think at this point, I go Feeny. Always. I gotta get this endgame right, man. If he Earthquakes here, I lose. But if he Giga Drains, he's getting too much recovery back anyway. Let's see. No, I died! Oh my god, I didn't even think about knockoff. Shoot, I didn't even think about knockoff. Oh my god. I just thought Earthquake or Giga... Damn it, why Beedrill die? I just threw away my endgame too. It's annoying. He HP Ice though. So there may be potential for me. Do I Earthquake here on his Jirachi? You think he'll throw away Jirachi? Because Stone Edge did 28%. Yeah, let's see. I gotta try. I gotta fight back for it. Man, because like if he got too much recovery, I would be in a situation of 50-50 regardless, right? Land. 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 You can crit too. Make it easier for me. Help me out, buddy. Buddy old pal of mine. Big old Lando. I'm about to lose to this Tangrowth. He played his Tangrowth well. Like he Giga Drained on... Oh, I got the crit. I don't think I do 19 though. There's no way. This thing is weak. I don't think oh, I do. Good game. Close. Close as hell. That crit, man. I know. My God, 1800. What happened? What happened? What happened? So like, okay, so let's say I stayed in with Feeney, right? If I stayed in with Feeney, you guys see the if I stayed in with Feeney to sack it versus it wasn't a choke. It was legitimate. Like I could lose the game to Tangrowth if that didn't work out, right? Because I would have to win. It was a bunch of 50-50s. Like looking back at it, it was a bunch of 50-50s. Because if I stayed in with Feeney versus Tangrowth, he Giga Drained back up to full. I could never knock him out with my attack, and he could either A, go for Earthquake, or B, which would knock me out in return, as we see the damage right here, or B, if I go for Poison Jab and he brings out Jirachi, at that point he just clicks Iron Head, and I don't have the big thing was me not having U-turn on my Landorus hurt me a lot. That was it. Maybe I shouldn't have risked Gren on the Giga Drain, but I didn't want to risk the B. I think the B was too useful. But at that point, wait, hold up. How was my B? I have to look back at the replay. But yeah, like basically what I'm trying to say is that end game, I don't think there was ever a 100%. Because if I sacked did I get a low roll too? How much did defense did this thing have? Which is max enough, right? No. Maybe because I got the 69er like an earlier roll, I was like more paranoid about it. But yeah, if I sacked Feeney to that, and I got him BEEDRILL and I didn't get the U-turn kill, he'd hit my Landorus upon switching, which would either, or he might have even HPI upon switching, which would have basically put me in range of being Iron Head swept by Scarf Jirachi, because he doesn't need a flinch on my BEEDRILL. But if my Lando gets a little low, he just needs one flinch on Lando to finish it off. I guess I could have, in theory, went back and forth between Lando and BEEDRILL at least once, I think, just to lower Jirachi's attack, so that way I have more chances to break through the flinch. I don't know on that one. That was a tough end game. Like even like I'll show you guys a drill run calc on Jirachi, because there shouldn't be too much difference in damage versus Scarf Jirachi from drill run and U-turn. Yeah, like barely a difference, like a little, maybe like 7% more. So I don't think that was. I just had to play my BEEDRILL, sir. I had to get every play right, and it was a bunch of 50-50s, and I didn't get every play right, and I almost lost because of it. But yeah, we're gonna end it there. What an episode. I don't know. I'll do some. I'm gonna stream. I'll stream some laddering, and I'll just do some like just heavy hardcore laddering. Is in. I'm not stopping no matter how many losses I get until I get to like 1950, 1960, 1980, whatever. Because we are now 1800. I feel like ladder isn't even as high as it used to be. Like typically, this is one name that's really funny here. But yeah. Anyway, that's not envy. Anyway, hope you guys all enjoyed a little Mega BEEDRILL tilting as the last few episodes have been. What happened to Salazzle, man? Salazzle carried me. I'll see you guys next time. I'll get a different team. I'll ask CTC. Hey CTC, I know you're watching. I'm tired. Don't tell me to get a team from the paste bin. Give me a team. Give me one team that I can use. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna ladder up on stream. If I get stream snipe, whatever. That's lame, but whatever. But yeah, hope you guys all enjoy. See you guys next time. Goodbye, friends.